Hey, it's Salem Wilder, and you're listening to the unofficial Maritime Wrestling Podcast.
This is the unofficial Maritime Wrestling Podcast. Feel the pain in the blast. Through the ropes, through the fight, Maritime Wrestling rules the night. The past, the present, the future. Maritime Wrestling never dies.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial Maritime Wrestling Podcast. Episode 12, baby. I am the Maritime Warrior, joined by my merry men of assholes. Corey.
Pineapple
Hey,
is wrong.
I'm definitely an asshole, you fruit basket.
Magic Man, Jason.
What's going on?
Oh, you know, living the dream. And
Somebody's
the
dream.
the biggest butthole of them all, the Mark himself, Mark the Mark.
I'm back, motherfuckers.
That's right,
Mark
you weren't
ate
here
the-
last week.
Mark
I
ate the
was
fucking
not.
TikTok pasta. He ate the TikTok pasta today.
Oh.
If you know, you know.
So good.
TikTok
So
pasta.
good. I made
I
it.
knew.
Whoa.
I knew you wouldn't know. Carry on.
All right, then.
He's uncultured.
That's a shoot right there. I'm going to start off by talking about my gold find. So right here, like this is audio, but I'm showing the boys right now. So the lady that used to help, she was one of my stepfather's caretaker. She is still taking care of Maggie while we're working. Maggie's my dog, if you don't know. And she was cleaning out the shed, and she found an old chest that my stepdad had. And in there were some scrapbooks about the Montreal Canadiens, some old hockey cards, like stuff from the 70s and 60s. What really caught my eye is International Wrestling Souvenir Photo Album. 3 of them. Like literally the second I saw them, I took pictures. I didn't even send it to you guys first. I thought about Dave Boyce immediately. I sent it to that, and he just responded with, "You're just not helping your case there." The second I sent him those pictures, he responded with like, "Want to sell them?" Because I don't remember if this was during the interview with Dave Boyce or after when we were just shooting the shit. We literally talked about this less than a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
This is the weirdest thing ever.
So you were showing me some of them, and on the back of one of them, I thought it was kind of cool. There's a picture of J.J. Dillon.
Yep.
If you're listening to this podcast and you don't know who J.J. Dillon is, give your head a shake and Google him.
Yep.
Because, man.
Here's what I plan on doing. I don't have a scanner or anything, but this weekend, hopefully, if I'm sure I can find a minute to do this, I'm going to take a picture of every single picture, and I'm going to put them on our Facebook group. I will be sharing it to the Grand Prix Facebook group and every Maritime, because some of these are like literally in the 1974 one. There's home like photos of the Cormier brothers with their horses. There's one where it's like all the Cormier brothers with their wives, and like we were talking about Dave Boyce and Leo Burke and his son Travis. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of Leo, his wife, and a baby Travis. Like, I don't know. I don't know how rare this is. Boyce was immediately like, how much you want for it? I can't let it go right now. And I don't know if I ever could. I feel right now holding in my hand is a piece of history that we thought was lost forever. So
many Boyce bucks.
If he pays me in Boyce bucks, he ain't getting nothing.
Man, what are you talking about? I'll fucking have you know, I have some Boyce bucks.
How much is it worth?
Priceless.
You got an offer on the table there, Corey.
I actually don't have a Boyce buck. I can one up your Boyce buck. Call it a Boyce fuck.
Sorry, I don't.
Oh, fucking Siri. Settle down, Siri. Oh, Siri doesn't even know who Dave Boyce is. I don't blame you. I've got 2 crisp $10 bills, but that's not what this is about. I have in my hand A sticker?
Oh my god.
Oh boy, a Dave
No
Boyce
way.
Championship Wrestling sticker.
Yes,
that?
from the fucking man himself, David A. Boyce.
No way.
That's got to be worth at least
amazing.
one of those 3 programs for sure.
I mean, I don't know if I'd
Least
go
one.
that far. It's just a picture of
Maybe
Dave
like-
Boyce in a fucking Temu suit. But
Couple pages.
So, yeah, this
it's the
weekend.
best offer you've gotten so far, Motour.
Yeah,
We got an offer on the table, guys.
So
If you
this
guys have any
weekend, I will
offers.
be taking the pictures of these, and there are some that are like the 1974 one. The first page you see is a Fred Sweetan who passed away that year, and it's an in memoriam page. If you've never heard of Fred Sweetan, he
Google.
died very young in a fire.
Here
And
in
here's something
Brunswick.
interesting. This is ESA. This is International Wrestling. This isn't Grand Prix Wrestling. Why is it always Grand Prix that gets mentioned? Like when people say wrestling, they lump everything in together. Look at those names. Harley Race has a bunch of pictures in there.
Yeah.
Nature Boy, his name here is Mr. Wonderful Nature Boy Dillon, but JJ Dillon. Like it's unreal the names in there. Like the great Kuma is one that when I did my ESA episode on History of Maritime Wrestling, didn't know what he looked like. Didn't even know he was Japanese. He's Japanese. Like I'll be taking pictures. I just wanted to mention that because I feel, I don't know, randomly I made a huge find. And technically it was Julia, Maggie's babysitter, that made the huge find. So thanks to Julie and thanks to Gilles for keeping those around because
Absolutely.
it's unreal. It's unreal. Like it blew my mind. And I was at work all day just thinking about that. I'm like, how am I going to wedge this into the episode? And I was like, fuck it, right at the beginning. So
I mean, pretty cool. I'm excited to take a look at them sometime for sure.
absolutely.
And again, don't forget the Boyce Championship Wrestling sticker is it's the best offer you've got right now.
It's a hard pass.
It's hard though.
Hard. It's very
All right,
hard.
that's
but-
fair. That's fair.
You
but,
mean
you
tough?
know,
Hard.
Tough pass?
Hard.
it's a hard
Tough
pass.
to pass? Like,
Hard.
All right,
thinking
episode
about it?
getting started here. Mark is being proving
Mark.
my point from the beginning. So, all right, we're gonna start with IHW Nobody's Hero. So this was in Amherst, Nova Scotia, correct?
Correct. I had tickets for this show. I had a funeral to attend in St. John on Friday. I didn't make it to the show. I was just a little exhausted after everything. Mentally,
Well, it's a
I thought
long
it was-
ride, and then a long ride. It's like
and I think it's mentally the I don't know. I thought it was going to be fine, but it was just a rough day. So skipped the show. Felt bad about it, but man, good card.
the first match that we have here is Fantana beating the Ghost, Ricky Mortis. I'm seeing a trend with Ricky Mortis. He's in a lot of opening matches. And the old saying in wrestling is the opening match really gets the show kicking off.
Yeah.
and
so-
with this show, Fantana versus Ricky Mortis, I think this must have been a banger.
Oh, it had to have been. Ricky Mortis is definitely stepping up as, I wouldn't say a high flyer, but he's definitely pushing the boundaries of regular, just straight wrestling. He's starting to do some top rope stuff, and I mean, against Fantana, I mean, he's the best high flyer we have in the Maritimes, I think, right now. So
Fantana is as advertised. He doesn't have to prove himself to anybody,
no,
you know. Just he's Fantana. He is our luchador, and we love him.
absolutely.
So the next match on this card was Salem Wilder beating Karma Rain. Karma Rain starting to wrestle again. She took a few years off. It's good to see the women's division start to grow again because we've talked. I think it was last week. Mark, you weren't here for this one, but we were like, I think the question was like, what is this? What do you think of the state of maritime wrestling right now? And I think our biggest like thing that we'd like to see is we'd like to see a bigger women's division. And Salem Wilder is definitely one of the hot prospects on the horizon. Karma Rain is kind of, she took some time off. She was relatively new. I think she's got a role in this division as the giant monster. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think so. She started wrestling, got her feet wet, fell in love with it, and then, like you say, had to take a couple years off due to personal and medical reasons. And she's back. I think she's just starting to get her feet wet again. Probably going to take her a little while to get back into the swing of things, but from what I've seen so far, she's playing the monster heel role really well. And it's a great addition to the women's division. Hopefully we can get more. But you need people from all different styles of wrestling, different aspects,
That's
right?
what I was going to mention, because there is no dominant female monster wrestler, and she fills that role almost like a Nia Jax. And look at what Nia Jax has accomplished. You know, she's a multi-time champion in WWE. You know, you could see that with Karma Rain.
100%.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think she has a different look from all the other women. She has a different style from all the other women. Like I said, that match in IHW Riverview a few weeks ago, kind of like she was the monster that Boyce brought in to help Madison get that win. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, she doesn't have a ton of experience, but good wrestler, around the right people to learn too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And especially recently, like I think I've seen her on 3 cards up to now, like in the
3 or 4 cards in a month,
in the last month. Yeah,
100%.
That's really really good.
She's booked upcoming. Mary Mashish will be there for IHW. She's on the card for IPW. So continuing to get booked, which is it's all you can ask for in the Maritimes.
absolutely. Shane O, he beat Kirk Obey. Shane O, I know, trained to wrestle, and he had a few matches, and I think it wasn't really for him. Now he's kind of doing it regularly. I don't know if he's doing it in Riverview, but the away shows he's been wrestling. So thoughts on Shane O getting a win over former TV champion in Kirk Obey?
He was announcing in Riverview at that show. But he, like he said, he worked the Miramachi show. He's on the next Miramachi show. Did this show in Amherst. I'm glad to see Shane O back. Shane O brings something, a lot of charisma, a lot of, I don't know. It's just, I enjoy watching him wrestle personally. It's not just the in-ring stuff. It's the everything else. His persona is stellar and obviously great on the mic.
Yeah, he's fantastic on the mic. I haven't really seen him wrestle as of yet. I have seen some video clips, some pictures, so I can't wait to see him live in the ring. I think it'll be pretty cool.
I kind of think it's funny too how, if I recall, that season opener in Riverview for IHW, somebody, I don't know if they told him to get in the ring, like wrestle or something like that, and he was like, no. And then the next show he's on the card. I was like, no way, like really?
Yeah, he is trained, so
yeah, exactly.
Early this year, or maybe late last year, he started to post on social that he was dedicating himself to the gym again, getting back into it, getting to the school as much as he could to work in ring, because you can run a treadmill all day, you ain't gonna be ring ready. You got to be in the ring, hitting the ropes to be able to get that level of cardio. So I'm glad for Shane O, man. He's definitely got a long history in maritime wrestling, and it's fun to see him out there having fun.
Absolutely.
Nice guy, too. Super nice dude.
Great guy.
Absolutely.
Rugged Rick Owens, he beat Big Bad LG Logan Green. Thoughts on this? It's kind of a CC, maybe a look into the future of CCW, maybe a rivalry there.
I'll tell you, Logan Green was why I bought a ticket to Amherst. I saw Logan Green on the poster, and I went, man, I really want to fucking see Logan Green mess with those hicks from Amherst. The jokes were making themselves in my head, and as they were making, I was driving them. I'll never forget it. It was a couple weeks ago. I was driving to Moncton, and I was like, man, he's on the poster for Amherst. That's going to be a good time. Man, it's a real country area. Like, they've got like the Canadian Ducks Unlimited headquarters is there. Like, this is some redneck shit. Their hockey team is the Ducks, for Christ's sake. I love it. So I'm like, man, he's going to fucking go off on those Amherst guys. I didn't even walk into work. I parked in the parking lot, got on Eventbrite, and bought 2 tickets. He's just that good. And when I talk to my sister about going to Riverview, she doesn't talk about like, oh yeah, I want to go see IHW. She wants to go see Logan Green again because he's that fun to watch. So
He is.
fun to
He's the
watch.
man. Mark agrees. Wow.
Yeah, because he keeps losing.
My God, what's the big show? What company is it going to be when we're going to see Logan Green, Big Bad LG, squash Mark the Mark?
Yeah.
What do you mean squash?
Squash. Like a
What
bug.
against this? Like I don't even know. 230, 240, a grade A beef right here.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
I will personally manage Logan Green to see this match.
Oh my God.
I'll take you out too.
Oh, jeez. My neck hurts. So. Rugged Rick Owens. What can you say? I bet he was over like crazy here.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he just some people have it. Some people just have it. The IHW Honor title was on the line as Hollywood Cole beat Julian Young. This is quite the feather in his cap because Julian Young is Maritime Wrestling royalty. And one of his first, I think only his second Honor title defense, beats Julian Young, who is challenging for the heavyweight title in Mirror Machine a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I've seen a couple pictures of this match. At one point, you could have called him Hollywood Young because Julian had his fur coat on, so it looked like it was a fun time. Julian always has fun in the ring, gets the crowd into it. He's so over. So yeah, I think it would have been a fantastic match. Both guys are pretty athletic, so I think it would have been a good comedic and athletic match. I think it would have been fun to watch.
I think that's the key thing. I really love these spot shows, and I encourage anybody listening to this, if you get a chance to get to one of these random IHW shows in Amherst or North Pro shows somewhere in the middle of nowhere, CCW show in Minto, whatever, go because you're going to see the guys do stuff that they can't do on the main show. They're going to test their character a little bit. They're going to push things a little bit. I saw the Amherst crowd was a little bit smaller. These guys are still going to bring it. Doesn't matter, man. I really wish I was there because it looked like it was a fun night. And like Mary Machine a couple weeks ago, holy, that was a blast. Besides Corey carving half his finger off and Mark getting locked out of the shitter. Besides that, it was a great night. As we're sending this, I'm actually emailing Kurt Cobain like, hey, what are the ringside tickets looking like right now? Before I buy tickets on Eventbrite because I got reminded. Because if you don't know, tickets for Riverview Sunfest, IHW Sunfest Riverview, New Brunswick are on sale now. They went on sale Saturday, so a few days ago. But get your tickets. This is one of their, you got to think that if this is, if September Surrender is their WrestleMania, this is their SummerSlam. Sunfest has become a huge B show for them. It's a great show, man. Great card. They're always going to be. Last year they brought in Davey Boy Jr. This is a good show for them, so I highly encourage you to grab your tickets.
It even sounds like Maggie agrees.
Maggie agrees. Fucking Mark's dog agrees.
They all
unreal. Say unreal, so unreal.
So as Maggie barks up a storm? I worked all day. I'm tired. I'm loud.
Talking about that, wasn't Sierra Stone at the?
She was in Hollywood. She was in Hollywood Cole's corner.
That's true.
Main event for the IHW heavyweight title. Chris Charters beats Jason Boa. You guys take it because Maggie is.
Maggie's being Maggie.
So Charters retains his title against Jason Boa. Again, I'm sure this would have been another banger of a match. Two guys that usually put it all out there. I love watching Boa wrestle. He's extremely athletic. He looks the part. He looks like he should be on TV. And Charters, what can you say, man? He's been wrestling forever and a day. He's come so far, and
maybe in the best shape of his life right now.
Best shape of his life, and he makes a fantastic heavyweight champion. The storyline was fantastic, and I'm glad to see that he's actually a fighting champion. So, yeah, I wish I would have been there to see the match for sure.
It's a couple of times that I've seen him now. I've become I'm a fan of him, like easily. Like he's so athletic now, and just puts it all out there for sure. So
He did have that one North Pro tag match that you would have seen Matt too, right, Mark?
I
Two
believe
North
so,
Pro
yes.
tag matches. Corey's,
But at that
Corey's
time,
either saying peace or there's 2 tag matches. Listen, peace, 2 tag matches, absolutely Freddie Sweeten.
was he with Ethan Knight one
Yes,
time?
absolutely.
Yeah, I
He was
believe
with
so,
Ethan
yes.
Knight, and man, he was drenched in sweat. That's
it
all I
was
remember.
the Heathens. They couldn't get backwoods, so they just
Yeah,
brought in charters, and they were the Heathens, and we called them. There was the Nova Scotia Heathens, and there was the New Brunswick Heathens, and now there's the Hollywood Heathens.
Whoa. Hollywood,
Whoa.
Florida.
All right, so that was IHW. Nobody's dog is barking. Nobody's hero. Moving on to Kaizen Pro Wrestling Unbreakable.
I can grab this one if you need me to, Corey. If the dog keeps barking,
you can go for it.
it's fine. I'm here for you. So let's see here. For first of all, again, got to get to a Kaizen show sometime in the near future. Kaizen, not a long card, but damn talented card. My God. So Benoit Gravel, opening match here against Ryan Denham. Again, this was May 17th, Alderley Lane, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Best venue in the Maritimes, quite possibly.
Oh, for sure.
Gravel over Denham. Dude's doing thing with a win over who?
I'm not sure who they wrestled, yeah.
They wrestled Evan Gibbons and Ken Frazier.
That's why we keep Corey here, because he's got this shit going. James Ryder versus Sydney Sweetie ended in a double DQ. We also had a 6-person elimination match. It was Pratt, Justine Ward, Ryan Schimmel, Covey Christ, my man Sebi, and the winner, Bobby Boyette, who's on a run right now, man. Boyette's getting some wins everywhere, getting some title shots in IHW. Deserves it wholeheartedly. One of the kindest people you'll meet in the wrestling industry.
Yep.
But solid in the ring. Started a little bit later, and now he's just, in my opinion, finding his groove.
100%.
So you went through all the matches already?
No, I'm leaving the main event.
Okay.
I Quit match for the Kaizen Championship match. I don't know that I've ever seen an I Quit match in person. Maybe once in IHW.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I don't think. Maybe.
I used to mark out for those back in the day.
I love them.
If I did, it's in IHW as well.
Jason Boa loses to Joey White in an I Quit match for the Kaizen championship belt. Joey White, again, another guy who really has been coming up the ranks the last couple of years. Obviously, getting a lot of respect in Kaizen, getting a lot of respect everywhere in the Maritimes, though. Joey's right there on the cusp. I can think of like 5 or 6 Maritime wrestlers that are just about to pop off, and I put Joey White right on that list with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. I'm a little shocked. Not shocked. I'm not surprised, but I felt there was a good chance that we'd see a title change. We didn't, and I think it's fine because Boa's going to be busy elsewhere. But I think, do you do the switch now back to Boyette?
Could happen.
Possibly.
There's this. I keep mentioning this name, and I think he hasn't been as hot as he is right now, and that's Ian Pratt. I think Pratt and his Pratt Industries, his time needs to come. He is one of my favorite guys to watch, and I feel he's tailor-made for that belt right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Pratt Industries is over like crazy. And you look at the guys with him. It's Ryan Schimmel and Justine Ward, right?
Yeah.
You got 2 aces in the hole right there. Like, the storyline writes itself. They help Pratt keep the belt.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? That's what I would do. Boyette's not a bad choice, but I'm a Pratt mark. I really enjoy Ian Pratt's work, and I'm really hoping that his day in the sun will come.
He's
Yeah,
evolved so much too.
Oh my god, yeah. I hope it happens from here at least to the end of the year for sure.
Yeah.
The next show we have is
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Superstars.
whoa. We're not done. We're not done with this.
Whoa.
Mia Mallet closed off the show, and she announced that the next show will be on August 2nd, and it will be called Death Wish.
Oh,
Dum dum dum.
Oh, but before you do that, big thank you to Richard Lafortune, maybe it's his name.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
He actually posted the entire results on our Facebook group. Anybody listening to this that goes to a show, feel free to do that. That helps us out a lot because here's the thing. We want to talk about everything that happens in the weekend. Sometimes we don't have the results by the time we record. We'll mention the matches that happened, but we don't know the results. So not even just fans, like wrestlers, promotions. If you want to send us the results, because I'm in Bucktouche right now. Corey's in Rishi-Buckto. Mark and Jason are both in Moncton. You know, it's hard, and I'm smack dab busy with work now, so wrestling shows aren't going to happen for me anytime soon. But anytime you want to put the results in so that we can talk about it and give a little bit of publicity to the promotion, feel free to do that on the Facebook page. It needs to be approved, and any of us, the second we see it, we will approve it immediately. So thank you to
and technically, if a promoter doesn't want to have it out there and only have us mention it on here, just send it to us in our DMs on our Facebook.
Absolutely.
That's all right, as long as they're okay with it.
Man. Now can I talk about Superstars of Wrestling?
You
Go ahead.
Wait a sec.
I just, when I got the results, when I saw the card, I was like, holy shit. St. John had no wrestling for years. They'd get a spot show here, a spot show there, frequently filled with WWE talent that were a little bit older. And then, you know, spot filled the cracks with whatever. They had some shows with rings that were falling apart. Like, it's a rough time in St. John the last few years. Hell of a lot of credit goes to the guys behind Superstars of Wrestling. Bringing a show there monthly or every other month. This might have been the card of the weekend. What a card, man. Holy moly. Brought in some phenomenal names. Who's going to run through it?
I got him. Well, first, Baby Durning. Dracy? Dricey. All right,
Dricey, just Drice.
Drice.
Yeah.
Drice
Not dry
Durning.
ice. Not dry ice, Corey. Calm down.
Drice, baby.
All right,
Dry
so
ice.
Drice Durning was in the VIP. He beat El Loco Diablo, which I believe in Spanish would mean the crazy devil.
That's
believe
right.
so.
It was a mass character,
Repent.
full mask, had like overalls or coveralls on. So
Man.
not sure who it was, but I
It's
have an
probably-
idea. But well,
I mean, the way he wrestled like a complete dick.
yeah, he did.
But seriously though, Drace Durning
Drice.
coming out looking like the spitting image of his father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I remember. Does Dick Durning only have one kid?
No, I think he has a daughter as well, I believe.
I remember a storyline from XWA where they did Ryan Heath and Dick Durning were going to feud. So Above Average was no more. They're going to feud. And they're doing an interview with Dick Durning in his house with his wife. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, what's happening in the other room? It's like, oh, the baby's in that room. And they open the door and there's Ryan Heath with the baby in the rocking chair. And I hope it was a fake baby. He throws the baby to Durning. He catches him. And then Ryan Heath stabs him in the eye with scissors. And then he had one blind eye. Was that really Drace's first appearance in wrestling though?
Probably.
Probably. I that's the one storyline I remember because people might that's silly. It's wrestling.
Oh yeah.
It's wrestling. Come on, check your brain at the door. This is entertainment. This
Attitude
is
Era.
Attitude Era. Mae Young
Mark
gave birth
Henry,
to a
Mae
hand.
Young. Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing that we both went to. Man, life is crazy.
I know.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Drace make it in the bed. Like, we weren't there. We weren't able to see the match. From the pictures I've seen,
I
been in the gym.
I have seen some video of it.
Okay.
And he looks like a young Dick. I'm not kidding you. He has the moves. He's
Young Dick.
All right. Before we get
Well, yeah. Let's not try to start chanting "We want young Dick." I mean, that
and proving my point that I am surrounded by assholes. It's Corey and the Assholes. That's the new podcast.
Jesus.
Rudy Lockhart beat TJ Miguel. TJ Miguel kind of very young in his career.
yeah.
Heard him cut a promo for the first time. There's a lot of seasoning left to be done, but
Oh, for sure.
he's on the right track.
I think this might be maybe his fifth match, maybe. So you know what I mean. He's like about as new gets right now on the scene. So you don't get better until you practice, put the reps in. So
and you're in there with Rudy Lockhart, which I don't know. There's a case for the end of the year of putting Rudy Lockhart in Wrestler of the Year because he's been unbelievable.
100%.
Yeah.
Ethan Knight beat Matt Connors. Seeing Sabotage and the Hollywood Heathens take over St. John, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ethan Knight getting the win here, continuing his rise to the top. Thoughts on this?
He got the win. Of course, he had help by Hollywood Cole. Surprise, surprise. You should be used to it now.
What?
But I mean, it's fun to see Sabotage. Well, it's fun to see Matt Connors wrestle singles. New Hook, we've seen him wrestle quite a bit as just a Newfoundland Nightmare on his own, while Connors was out with a shoulder injuries for a while. Ethan Knight and Hollywood Cole are great as the Heathens, but they both have singles careers. So I'm used to seeing Knight wrestle on his own, but having him against Connors was, I'm sure, would have been a banger match for sure.
Absolutely. Nobody else has any comments?
No.
I mean, I do. Was this Ethan, Evan, or Aaron Knight?
This is Superstars of Wrestling, so it's probably Ethan.
Understood.
Proving that he is, quite frankly, a mark. Speaking of the Newfoundland Nightmare, Justin Newhook beat Hollywood Cole. I feel like we've seen these two wrestle a lot, but at the same time, I've never seen it live. I think it was more of a UCW thing, and I feel like every time I've seen a match online of them, it's never disappointed. So this is another big get for Superstars of Wrestling. Like two guys that know each other in and out of the ring, putting on another banger match. So thoughts on this?
Actually, one thing I kind of want to add, I already feel like this is leading towards Sabotage versus the Hollywood Heathens.
I'd agree with
Next
that.
card.
I'd agree with that.
I would agree that as well, because notes that I've seen from Superstars, they're the ones that send me the card, so I have the results from them directly. That's
awesome. Thank you.
New Hook won by DQ because Ethan Knight interfered, so it was kind of like Cole helped Knight win against Connors. Ethan helped, you know what I mean, DQ. So, like, to Mark's point, there's definitely a tag team brewing here, I think, for sure.
But here's the thing. So Superstars of Wrestling, so we know that they just brought out a title. We won't go more into it yet. But
It's coming.
do you think this could potentially lead to a tag team title coming out?
Not yet.
Being-
I think
don't
it's
think
too
so.
early.
A little early.
Yeah.
You look
Yeah.
at North Pro, who's literally owned by the tag team of the Maritimes, and they don't have a tag titles yet. I
That
think
is
you
true.
need to. You can't dive into the deep end immediately. You need to, put a life jacket on. You need to do the doggy paddle. You need to learn how to swim before,
Yeah.
like, if
You got to
just
climb
go
on
in
a
the
rock
deep end-
before you jump in. Yeah.
Exactly. They like Mark mentioned it. We're going to talk about it in a second, but tag titles I think are a ways away. My question when a new promotion like this happens is number one, talk to me in a year. Let's see how they're doing in a year, because promotions sometimes they'll put on 2-3 shows. It's not financially stable for them. You never know what's going to happen. With this, it seems like their heart's in it, and they got 3 main event guys, like 3 legendary talents from the Maritimes that we're going to talk about in just a minute. But to me, it's always like, all right, they've introduced their new title. We're going to talk about it in a second. But to me, it's like, do you bring in a secondary title first, or do you bring in tag titles? Because for years, it was like, well, we got a lot more singles than tag teams. And even at that, do you bring a women's title? I didn't see any women's matches here. They're coming.
Oh, for sure.
So to me, like, bringing in more titles, bringing in better storylines, having feuds and all that separates you from being, we're going to have one title. We're going to have a show every 3-4 months. We're going to have like 2, maybe 3 shows a year. And there's going to be one title. There's going to be no storyline, just matches. To me, a promotion like that, I have no faith in. I don't think that's going to be Superstars of Wrestling. I think you got Wesley Pipes behind this, and I think he's just committed to making this his baby, and I think he's just going to rule the world with it.
Yeah, well, we had that conversation when we interviewed him a little while back. We had asked him the question if there was a title coming, and he said that he wanted to have a proof of concept first. He wanted to make sure all his ducks were in a row before he even thought of a title, and is exactly what he did. He's got,
and that wasn't even 2 months ago.
No.
So there's some success there. I think the people of St. John's were so starved for their own promotion.
100%.
Like, I think that's one of the things. You look at the Maritimes as a whole, and you got like I don't know if a promotion could be in Rishabuktu or be in Buktouche.
I can tell you it couldn't.
You couldn't? You think it
They
couldn't?
No, not
Why?
a big enough, because it's not a big enough area, not enough people here. I don't think they could be a promotion run to Miramichi again. I think they tried.
You
It
don't
didn't
think?
really work that well. No, I think
NWE
Fredericton-
lasted nearly 10 years.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it was successful. It just means they kept running shows. It does not mean it was successful. It just means they had a lot of, they worked hard and they kept it going. You think with the big cities, run your main shows in the big cities and then put your B shows in those Miramichis and Hamiltons, and there's nothing wrong with the B show. Have it be a great show. And maybe you have it be somewhere that you are frequently. You think about CCW, they have their prestige shows pretty regularly in Atalville, right? Like, those aren't shows you're only going to see once a year. They're there every few months. So,
Follow-up question to that, though.
yeah.
What big city in the Maritimes doesn't have a promotion?
There isn't one. Yarmouth?
What about Dalhousie?
It's not a big city.
You don't think it's a big city?
Not even
No,
close.
it's not
No.
big enough.
God, no. Dude, they have like one restaurant and a half. The people there haven't even evolved to the point of having hair. Have you seen them? They're all
That's why you
bald.
like-
From there?
They're
That's
all
why-
bald.
that's what I was gonna say.
am from there.
Oh, that's what I thought.
I just don't think it's a big enough city. Maybe Bathurst could be the next one in New Brunswick. Nova
Bathurst
Scotia
is growing.
Nova Scotia is fucking has so many promotions. Everywhere's got a
Nova
promotion.
Scotia's too saturated.
Summerside, PEI maybe, but Charlottetown's not that far from Summerside, so
yeah.
no, if there we're
With,
the Maritimes is in a good place right now. You
It
know
is.
where? One city, Edmundston, New Brunswick, maybe, but it's
close to
hard
the
'cause
States,
it's so
eh?
far.
Yeah.
Close to the States, close to
Yeah.
Quebec, hard. But for me,
Yeah.
now have your main promotions in the 3 cities, which is what we now have.
Yeah.
2 in Moncton, which makes sense. Population there is able to support it. A really good promotion in Fredericton that's proved that they're there for hopefully a long term. And now Superstars is doing great. Halifax has like 18 promotions. They're the anomaly here.
Yeah.
My
So
God. And
before
good
we move
promotions.
before we move on to the next match, I'm gonna say, Dave Boyce, bring a show to Rishabuktu or Buktuish. Come on, do it. Do it already.
Gonna
Come
give
on.
him some boys bucks and they'll be whoo. Let's do it.
He'll message
Make a
me. He's
deal.
like,
Some book
he's gonna message me and be like, "Well, I'll do it if you give me your little your 3
Yeah.
Your
He
three
probably,
years.
doesn't even know where
I'm from
Buckton is.
Rishabuktu, and I'll tell you the people here
Yeah,
are
he's
so
been there.
dumb. I'm from
He's been
Rishabuktu.
there.
The people here are so dumb. They'll bring the boys' bucks to the dairy bar and try to buy an ice cream with it. That's how dumb we are.
And
here.
they'll sell it to them.
Yeah, they'll
He
be like,
said-
"Holy fuck, that's all."
Corey just said that's how dumb we are.
"Yeah."
Did you
I
try
love
it?
First of all, did I try it? They said, "What's the exchange rate?" I said, "This is worth 30 Canadian dollars." They gave me 5 family lights for that. What a deal!
What a deal, boys.
My
Bucks for
blood
life.
sugar was so high. Holy moly!
All right, we're gonna move on to the next match.
Family lights.
205, Mark Thomas beat the Ghost Ricky Mortis. Mark Thomas, formerly known as James Liberty, took a year, 2 years off. Took some time off anyway. He's back. I know he's close with Wesley Pipes.
Yep.
Another name that you're bringing in and putting him against Ricky Mortis, that experience, giving it to Ricky Mortis now.
Yeah.
Ricky Mortis might be one of the luckiest guys in the Maritimes right now because he's putting in the work. Like he's working for it. Number one, he's not lucky; he's working for it. But he's being rewarded by having all these guys around him, like to learn from.
Experience of that. Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm glad to see Mark Thomas back in the Maritimes. Like if he's like, I'll just work Superstars Wrestling. At least we have that, because the James Liberty character in IHW was so friggin' over.
Terrible
Like,
tights. My God, those American pajama pants, those were fucking terrible. They were like MC Hammer pants with the American flag on it.
With that being said, you remember them though.
Oh yeah,
So he did his job
was
well.
over. He was over. They were terrible. That was like some Walmart level shit. The other thing that James Liberty used to do is cut a mean promo. My God, he made me feel embarrassed to be Canadian. He'd rip on us so bad. It's fantastic worker though. Good on the mic. I have no problem, man. Like you said, I'm glad for Ricky. You look at Ricky, back-to-back nights, faced 2 of the most experienced guys that have come through the Maritimes in a long time.
Absolutely.
Fantana, who's got more years in the ring than he has in any other place. The guy's got 18 years experience. He's 31 years old. You do the math. All right. That's wild. And then you've got good old fucking Mark Thomas, not James Liberty. And now Mark Thomas has always just been in really good shape. He's an old school kind of wrestler. Headlock takeover, scoop slam, elbow drop. He's a good wrestler, man. He would have been so good in Grand Prix back in the day.
Yep.
He just would have fit. He would have been the American James Liberty. Can you imagine what Emil would have done with that guy?
Oh,
He would have
Tagged him up with Tokyo.
Whoa. No. Here's what he would have done. He would have been like the American Tokyo Liberty.
I love it. Have you ever had Chinese food colonies?
So the main event went from being Fantana versus Wesley Pipes to being turned into a 3-way match involving Dick Durning. Dick Durning is back. This match went to a no contest when the Hollywood Heathens interfered, and I believe Franco Varga as well.
Dirty
Or they were sent by Franco Varga.
They were sent by Franco Varga. Then Sabotage came out to assist after Heathens came out. So I think that the Heathens are working with Varga. They're his minions at this point. So I'm not sure where the next story or where the storyline continues from here. But I think
It's interesting.
the next show should be pretty good.
Can you imagine Ethan Knight being managed by No Class Eric Bass? Holy shit.
That'd be great.
Like, I'm just saying, that's a lot of charisma there, boys.
So
Imagine Ethan Knight and LG in a tag team.
Don't get me started. Don't. How
So
come
a
that?
championship belt was at the show.
Take my money.
A red leather strap, and basically the Superstars of Wrestling logo is the plate. And people are going to think, the WWE belt. No. This looks old school. It looks so good. There's a picture of Pipes, Fantana, and Durning, like triple fist bumping in the middle of the ring, and the belts at their feet. Do we see a three-way match rematch for the belt? Because the way I'm looking at this storyline right now, I think the perfect first champion is Franco Varga. Have the dastardly heel win the title first.
Yeah,
Thoughts on
possibly.
this?
I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that I saw the next match. I think might be a fatal 4-way for the title. With those three and Verga. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw it somewhere along the.
Yeah, it only makes sense though to book it.
Yeah, something. I can't remember exactly where I saw it, but I'm sure I saw it somewhere.
Yeah.
But
so that was Superstars of Superstars of Wrestling. I'm tired. My bad. Upcoming shows, Jason. You have it in front of you.
I do have it in front of me. May 23rd. Corey mentioned it earlier, but Loot Prestige has a show. Brawl at Elma Hall 4. In Atholville, there's a few cards that have been, or a few matches that have been named so far. You've got the Prestige Championship match, the Maritime Luchador versus Scott Lee Crew. We've got Scott Lee Crew is the champion, so Fantana is going for that. We've got the River Valley Champion match. Matt Strong is going after Kerry Killam. Heavyweight Championship match. Matt Chevron is challenging Larry Horowitz. I see here that Stormy Hale is getting her Loot Prestige debut on the 23rd. And also on the card you get Salem Wilder, Hunter Sampson, Rugged Rick Owens, Logan Green, and many more.
You know what? At first, when I saw the poster for this, I thought it was Alma Mall, and I was like, "Where is this mall?" I've never heard of it.
Elma, New Brunswick, the big mall in Elma.
Listen, Mark. There's only room for one dyslexic member of the podcast, and that's me.
You can have it. I'm done with it.
And then next show is CCW Clash 33 Wilder Times on the 24th at the Capitol Exhibition Center in Fredericton. There's only a few matches that have been announced. We've got Danny Leo doing her CCW debut against Salem Wilder for the championship. We've got Caden versus Massey Harris. Got another one. I think it might be a potential match. I don't know if it's on the card or not, but after the match last show at Clash 32, the Strong Brothers had taken on Crude Oil for the championship. Crude Oil won, but after the match was done, Nick Strong turned on his brother Matt. So not sure. We may see a Matt versus Nick match at this show. Also in the card, Rugged Rick, Larry Horowitz, Crude Oil, Spike Esty, Logan Green, Chris Charters, and more. That's all that's been released thus far.
I'm just going to mention this real quick. Caden. Keep your eyes on Caden, because he has been impressing the hell out of me lately. Every match I've seen him compete in lately is easily, if not the match of the night, it's up there as one of the best matches of the night. So Caden is quickly becoming one of my favorites in the Maritimes.
And also on the 24th, in Kingston, Nova Scotia, is United Wrestling. They're having an Eliminator series. So there's a few matches
Is
that
this
have
the crown to title, the champion?
I believe it's to eventually crown their champion. They do have a triple threat match: Backwoods Buchanan versus El Fuego Dragon versus X-Ray Kyle Cruz. Then they have two singles matches. Also announced Ryan Riggs is taking on AWOL's Brian DeVaro. And another singles match of AWOL's Alex Miller taking on Anthony Deuce Harlem. These four have been feuding tag teams for a while. Now they're going at it head-to-head in singles matches. So should
Keeps
be
the rivalry
interesting.
fresh.
Keeps it fresh. I think the Alex Miller and Deuce match is going to be probably one of the better matches of the night. Two big men going at it.
Think.
Yeah.
What's the old Biggie Langston quote? Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, something like that. Also on the card, you've got Robbie McAllister, Riddick Stone, Thad Howitt, FKA, or Jefferson James, or
Fka.
Whoa.
Fka. He said the other day he put on Facebook, my name is FKA, you figure out what it means. I put down Fritos, Kool-Aid, and arm drags. Apparently he didn't like that, so that's not his name, I guess.
I like it.
Yeah, that's what I think. A lot of people like it.
The Kool-Aid.
I like Kool-Aid as well. Fritos are amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Corn chips.
So those are the three shows this weekend. So if you're in Nova Scotia, in the Kentville area, Windsor area, United Wrestling's going on. If you're in the Fredericton, New Brunswick area, CCW, both on May 24th. Up north, Loop Prestige on the 23rd. All kinds of wrestling this weekend.
So don't miss out if you're in the area and you're available for those shows. Go watch some wrestling live. There's nothing like live wrestling. Trust me, I'm missing live wrestling right now, but May's almost over. I believe in June 7th, the only day I'm taking off of work, and we will be in Prince Edward Island for IPW's Game On. So later this week, we will be talking with Justin Summers and possibly Adam Doucette as well about that show. So stay tuned for that. So last thing here is our fan question of the week. And before you answer the fan question, something that we need to start doing, give out the email so the people, if they got a fan question, they can give it.
We'll put it in the description of our video every week. I've added it to everything that we've done on our streams already. And every week on YouTube, we'll add it. It's unofficial.mw.podcast@gmail.com.
Know what else we need?
unofficial.mw.podcast@gmail.com.
Right.
Got it.
We need a fax number. We need a pager.
All right, what's the fan question of the week?
All right.
First of all, I've got some other wrestling shows that are coming up that I'm going to be at. Not only June 7th, you'll also see me and Miramachi, IHW Miramachi at the end of the month. And I'm going to be at that show in Riverview because I just got confirmation from Kirk Obey that I got the same seats as last time. So
Kirk Obey, I'm telling you right now, you got to join us on the podcast one day.
I would love to have Kirk Obey on this. Sebi, don't touch my fucking laces. Carry on.
Sebi,
are they new?
Feel free. Like my goal with Sebi is for him to fuck with Corey so much that he skips his shoes and he just goes for Velcro.
I'm almost
Takes
there.
out Dave boys.
I'm fucking almost old enough to go to Velcro. Don't tease me. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I completely skipped this. I completely skipped the step of Velcro, and I just went to slip-ons.
There we go.
All slip-ons are amazing now.
All right, so our fan question of the week.
All right, this one comes from California.
Oh,
So
Gentleman,
far away.
gentleman's name is Ravi Santos. And he asked, in Maritimes, who is currently your favorite storytelling wrestler, your favorite athletic wrestler, your favorite comedic wrestler, and your favorite wrestler with the most heart?
so I am still missing one. So
Alright,
I will be going on last.
Go ahead, Mark.
So,
You can start
somebody
this
go.
off.
Sure. Because you guys are looking forward to all my
100%.
responses so
Oh my
much.
God.
Oh, it's so
Giant
exciting,
Orion
right?
is the question to everything because he likes big men.
Big meaty men slapping big meaty men. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna start. So I did them in order of the question. So I started with the storytelling wrestler, and
Okay.
specifically for the storyline that was going on in North Pro when we were attending the shows with Moondog Dylan Davis, Marcus Burke, all of them. I did go with Moondog on this one. That was a very, very enjoyable storyline, along with Marco Estrada, like how he had to take on like all of Burke's lackeys, etc. He had this very underdog feel to him, no pun intended. But yeah, that's my storytelling wrestler for his promos and everything on there. Surprise, surprise, favorite athletic wrestler. Orion, because he's like 10 feet tall, 500 pounds, and he can
10
flippy
and a half
flop with
feet.
the. He can 10 and a half now, but he can flippy flop with the smaller guys. Let's face it, not everybody can do that at that tall, that big, right? Like it's tough, man. It's tough. And you know, it impresses me every time, and that's why I always keep putting him on these lists, right? And he's been winning so many different titles, and
Yeah.
just recently unified the Downtown Wrestling title and the North Pro title, so definitely well deserved spot. Comedic wrestler, I'm going to be quick on this one because I don't want to give him too much attention, but LG because he keeps losing. You know, again. And the most heart, I believe, is very, very, very well deserved. We've had him on the podcast before. He did he did win. It was his until it was taken away from him. But Rudy Lockhart, with winning the North Pro title. And, you know, it's like we said earlier, I think he's on the short list for Wrestler of the Year this year. Absolutely. Yeah.
Who's next?
Jason, you're up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll go in the same order Mark did. Storytelling for me was a toss-up between two guys. Technically, both in the same tag team. Justin Newhook and Matt Connors with their whole storyline of the split up and the feud they had between each other was fantastic.
It was
amazing. I really liked how they did it and how they conveyed the message. You kind of already knew where it was going to go at the end, but the way it was portrayed, the way it went off, it was fantastic. Athletic for me, hands down, is Rudy Lockhart right now. Looks like $1 million. He's wrestling like $1 million, and he's all over the place. He top rope work, jumping. He's, for his size, pound for pound. To me, he's one of the most athletic wrestlers in the Maritimes. I'll give him a little more credit than you did, Mark. Comedic for me is Logan Green right now. Fantastic on the mic. He doesn't even have to say anything anymore to be comedic. He just has to step out, and the crowd goes freaking nuts all over him. If he'd still be in the Maritimes, I think it'd be a toss-up between LG and Charlie Hubley, though.
Yeah, buddy.
True.
Because Hubley, to me, was the ultimate comedic wrestler. Hands down, the best, I think. Logan Green is slowly creeping up to there, but I still think Charlie has him. Most heart for me is Chris Charters. His whole going for the title in IHW, losing it last year to JP, to then winning it. He didn't give up. That match where he had color last year was unbelievable. Probably the best match I've seen in IHW in a long time. So to me, Chris Charters is definitely the guy with the most heart right now.
All right, I'm going to go fucking out of order because screw you all. This is chaos, and this is how we do it. So for me, most heart, I'm going to start with. For me, most heart, I agree with Mark. Rudy Lockhart, this little dude tells, how does he not motivate kids? How does he not motivate fans? You see him out there beating these giants and pulling it off, and I just enjoy how hard he battles night in, night out every weekend. So Rudy Lockhart, most heart. My favorite comedic, it's a character, man. The Human Man.
That's right.
Human Man gets in the ring, cracks me up, does his gimmick with the refs. I think back to the stuff that he was doing with Ricky. Like, he cracks me up every time. I know there's people in the crowd going, "Oh, we're over it. I'm over your mother. Shut your mouth." It's fantastic. It's great stuff. As long as it's going, I'm enjoying it. It's something that's exclusive to North Pro as well, which is amusing. Most athletic for me, it's a guy that we talked about a little bit earlier. My God, this dude's in insane shape for all the years he's been in the ring. Fantana is ripped, man. The guy's got like no fat, flies off the top rope, runs everywhere. I've never seen him gassed. Like, I don't know, man.
That's true, eh?
A lot of credit to Fantana. And for me, storytelling, my God, if you'd been at that last IHW show when our man Gros Papa Slash, Remy Petit, came out and said it's going to be that mask on a pole and Logan Green hits his knees. Please, no. He talked about the reactions that he gets in the ring, how he doesn't even have to do anything. He tells the story without doing wrestling moves in a wrestling match. Logan Green is my storyteller in the Maritimes right now. He could also be the most comedic. He could also be the most heart. He's not going to be most athletic because, man, a couple of these guys, like, we didn't even mention, no offense even to him, but like we didn't even mention fucking Jason Boa, who's cut, like,
true.
Chiseled. I mean, there's a lot of really athletic guys in the Maritimes. So, but man, storyteller for me, Mr. LG Logan Green. Corey, do you have your fucking answer yet?
I do. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start the way Corey.
There's enough time. I'm going to start. I'm going to time zone. There was time zones to California to get here, and now
I'm going to start like Corey with heart.
All right.
And to me, the Mirror Machine Northmen have the most heart.
You're on the wrong podcast.
Whoa.
They deserve to beat the Elspeth Hearts.
Whoa.
You can't even say their fucking name.
Podcast.
Are you drunk?
Most heart, Rudy Lockhart. It's a no-brainer to me. Just he fills that underdog story so well.
Yeah.
So well, just like the Mirror Machine Northmen. And the best is yet to come for young Rudy Lockhart. So, keep your eyes on him. Comedy, I'm going in a complete different direction. I thought of Logan Green. I thought of Human Man. My answer is Dave Boyce.
Yep.
Dave Boyce is the one thing that broke my heart about the interview with him is he said, "I'm almost done as a manager." And I think once that day happens, the Maritimes loses a lot. We still have him as a promoter, but as a character, I think Dave Boyce, like just the line that Corey told us about the guy with the jacket, the homeless man who wants your jacket. That's hilarious. Athletic. No one had it on the list. Wait, Corey. Jason Boa.
Look at that.
Jason Boa has this style that's just so cool. And the athleticism is there. And with this program that he's doing, I think it's a no-brainer to have him as the athletic one. Storyteller, I have to go with Big Bad LG as well. I think what he's doing right now, there's an art to wrestling. There's an art to wrestling, and back in the day, it wasn't what can you do. It's how can you get them to react without doing too much. He's mastered that art. We've seen Logan wrestle. We know he's a good wrestler. He's a great wrestler. He doesn't need you. You have the fans. You can prance around for 15 minutes and have a 5-minute match, and people are just losing their shit. That's an art form there. And for storytelling, Big Bad LG is the man. It came close to Sabotage too, because I think Justin Newhook especially, he's like the Bret Hart of the Maritimes. Like he's one of those guys that if he has multiple matches, he's the type of guy that if someone's working on his knee, then he comes out with his knee bandaged up, and he's hobbling on the knee. He's that type of guy, but I have to give it to LG. So those were my 4.
Cool.
I want to add to that, and I think it, obviously myself and LG, we don't have any bad beef. Like everything's good there. That's just
not what I heard.
That's what you fucking think.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever he thinks,
He messaged me and he said, "I'm glad Mark's floor is fucked up."
But no, like seriously though, like I know, like I'm going back to the Dave Boyce interview, and I believe it was him that said that wrestling is the highest form of theater. I believe it was him, and I think that's kind of what LG understands, right? Because let's face it, you see him come out on a stage, it's going to be the exact same thing as if you were to see him come out in the ring.
Yep.
Right? And think about it that way, and it puts it into perspective.
Yeah. I always say, what can you do that's different from the others? What makes you stand out from the rest of the pack? And with LG, I don't think it's a coincidence that we're talking about LG every single week.
No.
Yeah. The guy's great at what he does. We're big LG marks. And when you don't have to do that much and still get the biggest reaction every night, it's like I keep saying it. It's an art form. This guy gets it. Like we will never get it. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep ribbing him though. Yeah, and I'm still waiting for that squash match. And like it'll be on the VIP of the VIP.
Yeah.
Oh, get out.
In the parking lot after the
Just it's gonna make. It's like sumo wrestling, Corey. It's like sumo wrestling. He'll be like the opening match. He'll be in the opening match when nobody's in the building yet.
I was just doing the sumo singing thing before they come out.
It's gonna make the Maritime Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh my god!
If it ever
in your mom's room, in your mom's basement.
Get out
in your mom's basement.
There's gonna be a hallway someday there.
Well, it'll have to start off as a tag team match first, so it'll be Logan Green and Corey against you and who, Mark? Who you picking for a tag team?
Giant Orion.
Giant Orion's going to be like 11 feet tall by then.
Fuck would you ask? We're going to have it outside because Orion's getting so fucking tall. He's like an oak tree.
Yeah.
Can't take him down. No way.
I'm going to have to ask Boyce for some Boyce bucks so I can pay off Orion so he choke slams Mark.
Oh, dude.
Make our job a lot easier. Yeah. We're coming for you, Mark the Mark, with your uncircumcised face.
That's fucked up.
You're coming for me?
Yeah.
You gotta work.
True. Very true. All right, with that being said, this is a weird episode. But we're having fun. So
it's our trademark.
It's our trademark. There you go. We're weird people with weird faces that aren't circumcised. So what can you say?
And to add to that, if you want to look like Jason Bowen, you got the money. Well, there's a program for that.
There is.
Yeah.
And there's a program for seeing you next week. First of all, thank you to Salem Wilder for the intro this week.
Yes, thank you, Salem.
And don't forget the show is upcoming this weekend. If you're in the area, Fredericton up north and
Kingston, Nova Scotia for United Wrestling.
Nova Scotia. Treat yourself. Go watch some live wrestling. There's nothing like it.
Treat yourself.
So with that being said, thank you boys for joining me this episode. I'm
Thank
going
you,
to bed.
boys. Why are you thanking Boyce? He
Thank
wasn't here.
you for joining us, Corey.
Thank you,
Thank
Dave
you.
Boyce, for
Thank you,
being
Dave
such a
Boyce.
great guy. But here's one thing before we leave. Boyce keeps proving why he's one of my favorites. This week I found out that Dave Boyce is a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Ugh.
Who knew? Who knew he was cheering for the Leafs though?
Bam.
And which is unfortunate. But Boyce is a Habs fan. My favorite in the Maritimes right now.
He's got good taste in the hockey teams.
He does.
Isn't this podcast over yet?
It is now. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and remember to catch us here every Wednesday for a new episode. Please visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and more. Links are in the description. See you next time.
Don't miss out and don't be late. Hear wrestling talk that's first rate. Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock.